So students, we'll go to the last session of this chapter. We will study the concept map or the memory map. So here, ecosystem, as you know, consists of abiotic and biotic factors and constant interactions among them. Biotic factors includes autotrophs or heterotrophs. Heterotrophs are also called as consumers. Consumers may be primary consumers, secondary or tertiary. Energy, 10% energy is transferred from the primary consumers to the secondary. From the secondary consumers, 10% of energy is transferred to the tertiary consumers or the omnivores. Omnivores die at the end. Then, similarly, primary consumers or herbivores also die. Secondary consumers or the carnivores also die, and their dead bodies are converted by the detritus, and 10% of energy go to the detrivores. Detrivores are animals which feed on dead organic material. This dead organic material is decomposed by the decomposers and also by the saprotrophs or saprophytes and saprozoic. Saprozoic means animals which feed on dead and decaying matter. And then later on, these saprotrophs or saprophytes release the nutrients into the atmosphere, that is abiotic factors, and again there is constant interaction among them. Now here in biotic factors, autotrophs are also called as producers. For example, all plants when they die, they are again converted by the detritus or the detrivores and they are decomposed. Again, nutrients are returned to the abiotic factors. So in this way, the concept map gives you an idea of the whole lesson. So if you study this concept map, automatically you will be able to understand the lesson in a very better way. So now let us go to the exercise. So the first question is, complete the following table. Carefully study the carbon, oxygen and nitrogen cycles. So first, biogeochemical cycles, biotic process, and third column is abiotic processes. Carbon cycle, biotic process occurring are photosynthesis, respiration and decomposition. Oxygen cycle also the same processes occur, photosynthesis, respiration, decomposition, etc. Nitrogen cycle, biological fixation, and what is the points given on page 87 at the top, important processes of nitrogen fixation, ammonification, nitrification and denitrification. You have to write these on your own. Now let us go to the abiotic processes in the table, the last column. For carbon, burning of fossil fuels, forest fires, volcanic activity are the abiotic processes. So similarly for oxygen and nitrogen cycle, you will write it on your own. Now let us go to the second question. Correct and rewrite the following statements and justify your corrections. So now here already the questions are wrong, so or false we can say, and you have to correct them. A. Carnivores occupy the second trophic level in the food chain. So this is false. Producers form the first trophic level in the food chain. Herbivores depend directly on the producers, so they form the second trophic level, whereas the carnivores depend on the herbivores, so they form the third trophic level in the food chain. So you have to write the third trophic level, not the second. The B, the flow of nutrients in an ecosystem is considered to be one-way transport. So it's false. The flow of nutrients in an ecosystem is cyclic. We have seen in the three cycles, gaseous cycles. The nutrients are circulated and recycled from the biosphere to the living organisms, and after their death back into the biosphere. So instead of one way, you have to write the cyclic. Next, C. Plants in an ecosystem are called primary consumers. False. Plants are autotrophs, as you know. They produce their own food by the process of photosynthesis. All animals in an ecosystem directly or indirectly depend on plants for their food. So plants are autotrophs over there. Now let us go to the third question. Give reasons. So here energy flow through an ecosystem is one way. So on page 83 you can see the answer there, you can mark it. So here I'll just tell you in a few lines. The sun is the most important source of energy in an ecosystem. Green plants of the ecosystem store some amount of solar energy in the form of food. Before reaching the decomposers, this energy is passed on from one trophic level to the next trophic level. Decomposers dissipate some amount of energy in the form of heat. However, no part of the energy ever returns to the sun. Hence, the energy flow through an ecosystem is one way. Next, B. Equilibrium is necessary in the various biogeochemical cycles. The cyclical flow of nutrients within an ecosystem is called biogeochemical cycles. Nutrients necessary for the growth of organisms are continuously transferred from abiotic to biotic factors and biotic to abiotic factors within an ecosystem. Any imbalance in the cycle will break the link between the biotic and the abiotic factors. So therefore, equilibrium is necessary between the biogeochemical cycles. This answer also you'll find on page 84. Third one, flow of nutrients through an ecosystem is cyclic. All organisms need nutrients for their growth. All the nutrients, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, iron, calcium, etc. are circulated and recycled from the biosphere to the living organisms and after their death back to the biosphere. Nutrients are taken up by the plants and then passed on to the consumers. Eventually, after their death, all types of consumers are decomposed by the decomposers like bacteria and fungi, and the nutrients are again released into the biosphere and is used again by the living organisms. Therefore, the flow of nutrients through an ecosystem is cyclic. So on page 84 you can refer and you can find out the answers there. Fourth question, explain the following cycles in your own words with suitable diagrams. So here carbon cycle is given on page 85, nitrogen cycle page 86, oxygen cycle page 86. So you have to draw the diagrams and also answer them. Let's go to question number 5. What would you do to help to maintain the equilibrium in the various biogeochemical cycles? Explain in brief. So you have to write this in your own words. Okay. Now, question number 6. Explain in detail the interrelationship between the food chain and food web. So page 81 it is given. You can refer to that and write it on your own. Next, question number 7. State the different types of biogeochemical cycles and explain the importance of those cycles. So page 84 you can refer and write the answer. Question number 8. Explain the following with suitable examples. A. What type of changes occur in the amount of energy during its transfer from the plants to the apex consumers? So I have explained to you many times here how it occurs and what type of changes and energy transfer occurs. So you can write on that. B. What are the differences between the flow of matter and energy in an ecosystem and why? So please write all these answers on your own. Okay. So I hope you have understood the lesson. Thank you, students.